Hello and welcome back to the December 3rd edition of Huskies Weekend Recap, brought to you by the Center of Diagnostic Imaging. I'm your host, Alexis Pearson. It was a busy weekend for Husky sports as many teams were back in action after a week off for Thanksgiving break. So let's kick it off with the wrestling team, who is in action first with a duel on Thursday against Southwest Minnesota State University. The Huskies came out on top, sacrificing only 6 points to their opponent on the entire night. James Plesky and Riley Vanek had the strongest performances on the night, each pinning their opponents, while Vince Dietz and Devin Fitzpatrick each won by major decision. On Sunday, the Huskies took a trip to sunny South Carolina to compete in the Newberry Duels, which saw the Huskies as the victors in all 4 duels, never allowing their opponent to tally more than 9 points in one single duel. St. Cloud State has now won 34 straight duel matches. Colton Eichens and Riley Vanek performed well on the day with 2 pins each. Tanner Tremblay, Brett Velasquez, and Travis Swanson were among some of the other Huskies who won by fall on the day. The men's hockey team was also in action on the road this weekend, taking on University of Miami, Ohio. Friday was a high-scoring affair with each team tallying 4 goals. Robbie Jackson had 2 goals on the night, while Sam Henches and Patrick Newell each added a marker of their own. The Huskies would lead 4-3 through 2 periods of play, but a third-period goal by University of Miami's Casey Gilling would send the game to overtime. 4-4 would be the final score, handing the Huskies their first tie of the season. Saturday would yield similar results, with Blake Lazat who would score the first for the Huskies on the power play, but Casey Gilling would answer with a power play goal of his own for his second goal on the weekend. Less than a minute into the third period, Easton Brodzinski would tally a goal and a second point on the night to give the Huskies the lead, but once again, the University of Miami, Ohio would answer, resulting in another tie. The Huskies are now 11-1-2 on the season. The last matchup for the women's hockey team would be against the Bemidji State Beavers as they traveled to Bemidji for a weekend series. But unfortunately for the Huskies, they were shut out both nights and they fall to an overall record of 5-13-1. Both the men's and women's basketball teams were in Duluth this weekend to take on the University of Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs. After the first half, the Huskies would trail by 6 points and would not be able to mount a comeback, losing 91-81. Gage Davis tallied 25 points and a block on the night, while teammate Sean Smith tallied 17 points, along with a strong defensive effort with 4 blocks and 2 steals. But it wouldn't be enough to get the Huskies the win, and they fall to 5-2 on the season. The women's team wasn't able to come out on top either, despite having a 15-9 lead after the first quarter. But the second quarter is where it would really cost them, as they were only able to tally 4 points. Brenna Evans had a strong game for the Huskies with 8 points, 1 block, and a steal, draining every shot she took on the night. However, the Huskies still fall by a score of 53-42 and drop to 3-2 overall on the season. Rounding out our weekend recap this week is the swim and dive team, who is in competition at the Rochester Invite. The men's team finished in first place with 1,273 points in a field of 9 teams. Among some of the first place finishes of individual meets is the women's 200 medley relay team, along with Anthony Schwartz winning the 100 backstroke and Robert Lee winning the 200 fly. Britton Thompson took first place in the 1-meter diving event, with the diving events being an area the Huskies have excelled in all season. Home events this week include wrestling on Wednesday against Minot State at 7 p.m. Wrestling will also host the Holiday Inn Invite on Saturday starting at 9 a.m. Friday and Saturday bring a full day of hockey action. This weekend series include the women's team hosting Wisconsin and the men's team hosting Omaha. Game times are set for 3 and 7 on Friday and 2 and 6 on Saturday. This weekend you can catch all 4 games on FSN and FSN Plus. Thanks for watching.